Hey guys! So, quite an exciting tag to bring to you today. I wanted to do the Titanic tag. Now, I absolutely jumped at the chance when I saw this. Winterskel, I am so excited to do this. So thank you for doing this yourself so that I could, also do it. Titanic is one of my all-time favourite movies, and as you guys know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that I have a huge obsession with Titanic, all things Titanic. I have a massive pile of books up here, DVDs, everything. I love Titanic. So I cannot wait to get started on this tag. So here we go. Question 1. How old were you when you first saw Titanic? Now, I think I was about 11, 12, and I went with my cousin, and I remember actually crying at the beginning, like right at the beginning, when when the submarine's actually going down to view Titanic for the first time. I remember crying at that point, and I remember sitting there thinking, great, here we go, this is going to be brilliant. I went with my two cousins and my granddad, and it was brilliant. So it was about 11 or 12, I think. It must have been about that. Who is your favourite character and why? I have actually already pre-looked at these questions, obviously, and I had to think long and hard about this one because I love, obviously, Jack and Rose, the whole love story between the two of them. I think is beautiful. From somebody who studied the Titanic and has been reading up about the Titanic, though, I would have to say that my favourite character is the captain. Captain Smith, I think, and this is also, as I said, this is coming from reading the books, but he was so heroic. He was deemed at first as being slightly the reason why Titanic sank in the first place. Basically, when it first docked in Southampton, it had to move. It was in the wrong dock, and as it started to move, it almost collided with two other boats. And Captain Smith just instantly took the wheel, and he moved the boat. He moved Titanic out of the way. They said that had he have actually hit those boats, it would have taken 6 months to fix the Titanic, meaning that Titanic wouldn't have sailed in April. It would have sailed kind of September, October, and by that time all the icebergs would have gone. I'm not too sure, to be honest, that was really fair because he saved his boat. It was his last voyage, it was his retirement voyage. He was under a lot of pressure anyway from the press and from Mr. Ismay for trying to get him to get there faster. And I think to go down with his ship is one of the most heroic things that a captain can do. It was the last voyage he ever sailed on, obviously, because he went down with the ship. So I think he's my favourite character in a courageous sense, as well as the guy who played the violin. I can't remember his name, and I've got a book about him up there. But the guy who played the violin and kept everybody as calm as possible. The heroes are my favourite characters, not necessarily the main characters like Jack and Rose. I love them, but definitely the heroics are my favourite characters. Your least favourite character and why? Again, going on on what I've read, definitely Mr. Ismay is my least favourite character. I think he's an absolute coward. He was all about the fame, he was all about the glory. He wanted Titanic to be the biggest ship ever built, so they made it the biggest ship ever built. He wanted to get to New York faster so that they'd make the headlines. So obviously the hitting the iceberg was imminent because they were going too fast, they couldn't slow down. So when everything started going wrong, he bailed and he left, and quite rightly he was deemed a coward for quite most of his life. And I believe he committed suicide because he couldn't deal with the guilt. But for just being so cowardice, I don't like him. I thought his character was portrayed fantastically in the movie. Jonathan Pryce did a fantastic job of being Bruce Ismay, and to be honest, he even looks like him if you look at pictures. But for somebody who was all about the glory, and the minute things go wrong, he wants to bail. No, I didn't agree with his character at all. What scenes in Titanic make you feel the most emotional? I start getting emotional when they start playing the violins. because even though loads of people have already died, and Titanic is, you know, it's on an angle, it's going down, it's you know, nothing can be done. That is the point in the movie that really hits home for me, that, you know, this is the end, this is it, there's no way out of this. You're either gonna die, or you know, you're gonna die trying to survive, because there was just these, you know, these poor people just had no chance. They had no chance at all, and I think that part is the most emotional for me. And also, I start blubbing like an absolute baby right at the end when she's reunited with everybody, and the music starts and everything goes black, and then the credits come up, and you're like, oh my god, it's finished, and a happy ending. But it's definitely the violins start me off. Are there any deleted scenes you wish hadn't been cut for the movie? For that very reason, I have not watched the deleted scenes. I haven't watched any of the deleted scenes. I have the extended edition DVD, the special edition DVD, and I refuse to watch the deleted scenes, because the magic is the film. The movie is already magical to me, the history, and I don't think that they could have improved that movie in any way. I think what they did with the movie was fantastic. James Cameron, I bow to you. You are an absolute genius. You just took the story and you retold it so well, because I've read the book and the history books, and it's almost like reading the script of Titanic. He's got it all. He's got it all so spot on, perfect, that I think if I was to watch any of the deleted scenes, it'd probably just ruin it for me. So I don't know. I haven't watched any of the deleted scenes. Your favourite song from the soundtrack is by far The Portrait, which is on the second album, the Back to Titanic soundtrack. I also like Never an Absolution, Hymn to the Sea. There aren't very many that I don't like, actually. I even quite like the music, like Death of Titanic. I quite like that because you can feel the emotion in the music. So there's not very many that I don't like, but I would definitely say that the slower, more relaxing ones are ones that I like, but The Portrait is definitely my favourite. If you had been a Titanic passenger, what class would you have been in? I actually went to a Titanic exhibition, and when you walk into the exhibition, they give you a ticket. They give you a boarding pass of the Titanic, and this one was mine. I was a third class 15-year-old passenger. These are actual passengers that were on the Titanic, and when you get to the end, after the exhibition, there is a big list of all the people that died and all the people that survived, and you have to find yourself, which is really quite heartbreaking, to be honest, quite creepy. So this is kind of information about me, about who I was, where I stayed, who I was staying with, why I was on the Titanic, and then this is a replica of the actual boarding pass. I don't know, to be honest. It's a really difficult question, because I don't know where I would have been in society back in the 1900s. So, you know, 1912, probably would have been working class, to be honest, female, my age, probably would have been a maid in a household somewhere, which meant I would have been third class. So that's probably how I can work out where I'd be. Okay, who is your Jack or Rose? My Jack is by far Steve. I think, well, I know he would do absolutely anything for me. I know that he would put his life on the line for me, and I would do the same. I asked him that question, actually, and he said there is nothing he wouldn't do for me. I would rely on Steve for anything. I'm never scared when I'm with Steve. I'm not nervous if I'm in the car with Steve. I'm not nervous if I'm out and about at night when I'm with him. I just feel so safe with him, and I know that he would do anything for me. So he's definitely my Jack. And I don't know who'd be my Rose, because I'm a girl, so I don't think I'd have a Rose. And question 10, are you excited for the 3D release next year? Oh, yes. I know I will cry. Steve, bless him, is taking me. We're thoroughly excited about going to see the 3D release. I think it will be amazing. I'm very excited about that. very excited. So that was it. That was my Titanic tag. I tag so many of you. In particular, I would like to tag Gummy Bear 0001, Shell X85X, Shining Star 118, Justin Bieber 1234 LOL, Jade Lane 1. Who else would I like to tag? Miss Diamond Tiara. I Heart Geek Boys, I know you won't make a video, but leave your answers below, would be great. And anybody else who watches this, I can't possibly reel off everybody that I would like to see do this tag, but I tag you all. Every single person that watches this, I would like to tag you. Leave your video below as a video response would be awesome, or if not, just I'll list the questions below. Just put your answers in a comment, would be fantastic. But yes, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care, guys. Bye.